World of WoW, episode 52, recorded on November 22nd, 2009. I'm Ash Williams.
I'm Brent Copeland.
I'm Wes Wilson.
I'm Eric Fullerton.
And today we have a special guest host, and that is Brian, or also known as Breanni of WarcraftPets.com. Hello, Brian.
Hey, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
We have cookies.
Welcome to our little nook.
What kind of cookies?
Macadamia nut.
Yum.
I didn't see those anywhere.
I ate them all.
I keep looking for a briefcase to open, but
I know, it works that way, doesn't it?
now today we of course we're going to be talking with Brian about Warcraft pets and pets in general, and we'll be hitting on WoW's 5th anniversary, and of course Pilgrim's Bounty, which started today. But of course, before we do that, how about our weeks in WoW? How about you, Wes?
I had a fairly decent week. I got a lot of random things done. First off, I've been doing some more Hodir questing, running around getting my Everfrost chips, and then I tried the Hodir Spear quest. Have you done this? It's the first. I guess you haven't because you aren't even. But it's a thing where you pull a dragon down out of the air, and then it's one of those quests where you have like 4 things you can do, and the timing of them determines your success. Are you familiar with that?
Sounds like fun so far.
So like, you got to do a stab and then a dodge, and then you got to hold a little tighter to the dragon and then stab and maybe do a swipe. And anyway, so and it was kind of cool, except for the fact that whenever you lose, you die in midair, and then you have to res, right?
Right.
And they bring you back as a ghost on your flying mount, and then you fly up to your body, and you res, and you begin to fall.
And at that point, you wish you were a druid.
Actually, I'm okay because I'm a frost mage, so I just ice block right before I hit the ground.
Slow fall.
Well, I forget about slow fall. And you gotta have feathers and all that kind of nonsense.
Forget about slow fall. First thing I did with my mage was get the glyph that removed the necessary light feather. Because I was like, oh, okay, I'm sick of gathering those.
Really?
Yeah, I have that too.
Really?
Yeah.
It's worth it, I think.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of those.
You should look into that.
I heard in 3.3 they're gonna have a glyph for mages that allows you to have a permanent water elemental.
Yes,
Nice.
I heard that as well.
I am very excited about that. Anyway, back to my week in WoW. My wife and I finished off the Storm Peaks stuff. We got our Storm Peaks achievement, and then we went over to Zuldrak and tried to get our quest completion over in Zuldrak. And I have 99 quests.
To do?
Dang.
You got to have 100, and I've got 99 quests of them.
Ooh. Are you stuck on the one where you have to do all the troll stuff?
No.
Does that help at all?
No, shut up. The problem is there are some breadcrumb quests, evidently, that take you over there. And if you don't do the breadcrumb quest, like if you go into Zuldrak without taking the quest to go talk to certain people, if you talk to them first, you lose that quest. Now they added a quest recently. It's the one where you check out the genitalia of the polar bears. Have you seen this one?
I have not seen that one.
Anyway,
I
yeah.
haven't seen it either, but I want to.
Yeah, you gotta go hunt down genitalia. But supposedly to fix this problem, but Wendy and I are flying everywhere, and we have 99 out of 100 Zuldrak quests, so we can't get the achievement until we can get a group up to go do the
one that you get
the
another
Anguish,
achievement for.
the Arena
right?
of Anguish.
Okay, yeah.
We got to go do that because those evidently count as Zuldrak quests. But I mean, that's a full group kind of thing. I mean, and usually everything else is, you can sort of do it on your own with half a group.
Yeah, that was weird. When I had to do that one on my server, all my guildmates came over and helped me out real fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Anyway, so we moved, but we moved on to Icecrown, and we're doing some stuff up there, and that's kind of cool. Helped out poor Bowden Brad today, who was dying. Does the Horde have an equivalent quest up in Icecrown where there's a guy dying in the wilderness, and you got to go get help for him, and you got to go talk to Alex Straza and?
I don't know.
Anyway,
we usually just let people die on the Horde side. It's kind of our MO.
But anyway, so we did that. My wife has upped her tailoring, and I got a lot of Frost Savage gear now. I'm all like decked out in Frost Savage gear, and so I'm finally starting to like actually do some more significant DPS. And then the other day, some guildies of mine were like, "Hey, we're going to do Stratholme, in the Caverns of Time. You should come along." And I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "Wow, you're really well geared for PvP." I'm like, "Well, hey, run more Heroic Dailies with me, you jerk." But we did the Stratholme thing, and we actually did it where we beat it in the amount of time to get to the Infinite Corruptor there. There's a time limit on the and we got him down, and I got the mount.
Nice, congrats.
So nice. I got me my little flying dragon. Rah, rah, rah. So it really plays down my need to get Wormrest Accord faction now. Now that I have a dragon.
Oh, I had the same problem.
Because it's so long to get the Wormrest Accord stuff. It takes so long.
Just wear the tabard.
Working on it now. It's terrible.
You're doing it now?
Yeah. Oh.
I'm not doing the one on top of Nexus. I refuse.
That's pretty easy, I think. I don't know. Once you get the feel for it, it's really not that bad, and then that way you don't have to go all the way over to Dragonblight to do that third day, so you could just stay in the one zone. That's all I'm doing. I'm just doing those 2 each day.
Yeah.
Now the one on top of Nexus, that's the one to practice for Malagos, where you ride the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 3-button thing that's basically a win every time. You just put up 5 shields first or whatever it is, and then you start it.
Yeah.
And then you just hit your whatever that other shield is,
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah.
And then one other button.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's it.
In other words, I've done exactly what everyone says to do, and sometimes it doesn't work, and I don't like it, and it takes too long.
Poor Wes.
So...
He's right. I mean, I had a lot of trouble with it the first week, and then, you get into a groove and you start figuring out how to do it. It's not so bad once you get a feel for it.
Now, I'm a little heartbroken because Dragon Age killed my video card. And so I've been trying to run around and do the stuff for Pilgrim's Bounty, and my video card keeps overheating and locking up.
Nice.
So I might actually not be able to play any video games other than Facebook games this week.
That would blow. I mean, I hope you get it done in time for, getting the turkey.
I know.
Maybe
I can jump on my wife's computer and, but still. It's one of these things.
We'll be doing a Farmville podcast.
I know. Well, I've been playing Dragon Age and Modern Warfare and all these other really graphic intensive games, and all of a sudden it's like wah wah wah, no graphics for you.
Wes is relegated to playing Bejeweled Blitz now.
I know. I'm gonna be like, where's Peggle? Anyway, moving on. Who would like to go next? Eric?
Me? My exciting week of dailies.
Yeah. Which dailies are you working on?
Just cooking. Cooking and those, let's see. Oh, yeah, stop doing the stupid PvP ones. And, dang, I forgot the zone already.
Grizzly Hills.
Yeah, Grizzly Hills, yeah. Because I discovered that all it is, it gives you those little tokens or whatever, and you can buy some crap with it, and it's indeed crap.
Yeah.
And,
that's a very important step for dailies that I really wish I did more often, which is look at what you can actually buy from the faction before you start grinding it.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I collected a crap load of these things, and I went, and I didn't even know there was a store. I'm like, one day I'll just find a store. And then I discovered a part of the map that I'd never discovered or uncovered, and I wanted the achievement. So I went over there. Wow, there's all this stuff and boats and the cool torpedo thing, and I mean, there's some cool stuff, but it's not really worthy of daily status per se.
To do the quest for it.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is a daily.
Torpedo thing was hard.
What?
We struggled with it the first few times we tried it.
Wow.
See, I quit doing that, and I just waited for Alliance guys to come up trying to do it and attack them. That seems like much more fun to me.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, I was overdoing my fishing daily, which was Wintergrasp, and I flew over and I looked around, and there was one horde guy that was across on the other side, and he was fishing, and I'm like, okay, and I land, and I summon my water elemental, And I sit there for a second and nothing happens. So I put on my fishing pole and I put on my hat and I summon my lure, and all of a sudden somebody down in I think it was a Death Knight was down under the water, does the grab and drag thing on me and pulls me down under the water. And so I teleported out and he got me, but just as he and there was a hunter that joined in with him, just as they did that, about 5 guys streamed out of the Alliance base there in Wintergrass and fell all over him, and I managed to come back and res just in time to like cast some frost bolts on the guys so they couldn't get away. I was like, yeah, nice. You may have gotten me, but I made sure they got you.
Nice one. Let's see. That's really all I've done today. Well, I didn't even log in today. I meant to this morning and do some bounty action, but I didn't.
Yay!
I'm one pet away. Well, actually, we'll talk about pets later. I'll save that. So yeah, my week was pretty boring. I know Brent had a huge week as usual.
Well, yeah, it's life in the Copeland household. Basically, we did an Uldar run this weekend that went really well. A lot of people in our guild are new, so we're kind of training them in doing raids, and just getting in Uldar and doing those raids in the automobiles and the cars and stuff. It's kind of hard to teach people, hey, you got to go pick me up and stuff like that. But we did, and we did well. We got all the way to Kolgarn, which is the 2 big-handed guy.
Okay. Are you bear tanking?
No, I'm actually doing DPS right now. I'm actually one of the 3 highest DPS, so it's a lot of times it's like, well, I can off tank, but we really need you for DPS right now. Yeah. So it's sometimes we struggle with filling that roles.
Well, that's because you play one of those druids, those guys that are good at everything.
Yeah, supposedly. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. I got a new mace in there, which really helped my DPS out. I'd been stuck with the Staff of Trickery from Violet Hold for the longest time, and how DPS for the druids work, they get a lot off their actual DPS for the weapon, so that was a big upgrade for me. I spent all morning doing the Pilgrim's Bounty. I'm just 2 away for the achievement for it, but I guess we're going to talk about that later. I did get a race change on my priest. I had a troll priest that was like 62, and I'd been wanting to play with another one of my friends who just brought over his character, or actually I guess he started a Death Knight, and we'd played a lot of EverQuest together, and we kind of had this duo where he was a Death Knight in EverQuest named Zilith, and I was a priest named Viphilia. And so I kind of wanted to reenact that because he made a knight, a Death Knight here. So I went ahead and made my troll a Blood Elf. And I got to change the name. And the weirdest thing was my banker had been named Viphilia for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So to all of a sudden do this like race change and have to delete my banker and move everything to someone else. And all of a sudden now my banker is actually, a 65th level priest. It was just odd. So I finally got what is it? The chef whatever.
Chef de cuisine.
Yeah, because they added all those recipes for bounty, so a lot of people be getting that.
Did they count?
Yes, they do count.
Okay.
And matter of fact, you can. Well,
I notice I have 295 recipes. How many do you need?
300.
Oh, sweet.
No, I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
But it's over 300, I think.
Oh, way to shoot me down.
You're welcome. And I tried a Knight of Conan. Spencer had talked about playing Conan again, and
are you serious?
That's awesome. So we all got a free 14-day thing, so I went and tried it, and it's just I don't know. It's just the things I hated about it, I still hate about it. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have any urge to continue to play that at all. But that's really it from my week. A lot of killing stuff. Ash. We'll save the best for last, so let's do Ash.
So whose guild bank did you screw up this week, Ash?
He apparently dropped off of Skype, and I can't get him back.
Oh, no.
He's offline.
So we are saving the best for last. Brian, how about what did you do this week in WoW?
I had a pretty boring light week in WoW. I mean, right now I'm still working on leveling up 12 different characters. I've got a couple that already hit 80. And I'm still working on the others, and everybody's above 77 right now, but it's just getting those last few in, so doing just some quests just around the world, and I'm also working on getting my Skyguard rep for Breanni. So I actually finally get that little nether. What do you call it? The nether pet.
The nether whelp,
No, not the nether whelp.
the mount.
No.
Nether-ray.
Oh, okay,
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, I lost it there for a sec.
You know, I use that mount a lot because it's got the smallest like screen real estate.
Yeah.
Like if I want to like search for minerals or anything like that, or when I'm flying around looking for Everfrost chips near Hodir, I want to ride my my Ray because it doesn't take up much of the screen.
That's a good
Good
idea.
point.
Pro tip.
There you go.
So you're leveling up 12 characters?
12 characters. Yep, all different classes and races. So.
Wow.
And are you like trying to gather like all the pets and everything like that on all of them, or do you
No.
just do that on your main character? Do you have a main character?
Breanni is my main, so I'm trying to get all of the pets for her, just basically so that I can get the achievement pets as they come out at like 50, 75 and stuff. And then the others, I just play them because I really like the variety. I love all the different classes. I play with all the different specs. And I should have mentioned that I dual box, so it's not like I'm doing this exclusively with each character.
There you
I
go.
actually do them in pairs of 2. So.
Now, do you are you doing quests, or is this are you grouping? Like, are you interested in doing every quest with every one of these 12 characters?
To be honest, I'd love to, but I don't think I ever will. It's like the OCD completionist in me that I really would love to be able to do all the quests in all the different zones, but it just takes too long. I just don't have enough time.
Yeah.
So.
I find that because I have a dwarf priest that I've got as who used to be my main, who is now my alt, and I've been wanting to like level him and stuff, but the idea of doing quests, like I want to do everything once, and I feel like I want to work on the things I haven't done before first, and I don't have that much inspiration to do the things I've already done again. So I'm really finding myself more and more whittled down to one character. I really only want to play one character.
Yeah. I'm kind of like that too. Like I said, I'm trying to level a priest up, and I'm in Burning Crusade, redoing all these quests I've already done, and I find myself just trying to do the minimum quest in each zone, and then going ahead and moving on to the next zone as fast as possible, like hitting the big spots of quests, and then moving on just to level up.
Yeah.
And I think did we get Ash back on?
No, he's still offline. I can't call him until he gets back online.
Oh,
wow.
Well,
he's sighing in chat.
You'll have to get back on what's it called, Skype too, Ash, I guess. So anything else in gearing up for the Pilgrim's Bounty or the new what is it, the 5th anniversary pet?
Yeah, I wound up logging in with all of my characters this morning to collect the new pet, and I'm just using 2 of them right now, Breanni being one of them, to try and earn the Pilgrim's Bounty achievement, the meta achievement. And I've gotten 4 done. I still have 4 to go. So.
Sweet.
Yeah. That's.
I was gonna say I'm gonna try it off peak hours because that Turkinator one. Oh my God! Just Elwyn Forest is a mess right now. Just dead turkeys.
Yeah, that is a pain. You got to get 40 turkeys.
I've been getting confused because like both me and my wife hopped into the seats at the tables, you know, and we're like, okay, let's share food. What do we do? What's and they've started doing this thing where they'll change your main hotkey bar as opposed to giving you a pet hotkey bar.
Yeah.
And it's really that's twice it's caught me and my wife off guard, and we've had to go and look up what to do, and then we say, oh well, it's just replaced your main hotkey bar, and we're like, oh wow, we feel stupid.
Yeah, they basically made the tables, they're basically automobiles, right? They're mounts now. Whenever you have a mount with abilities, you get that new hot bar for mounts. So that's all that one is, and the first one shares it, and the other ones eat whatever you're sitting at or whatever is shared at you. So the best thing to do is go to a full table, or one that has an open seat, and hopefully everybody's sharing, and then you can just cycle through everything real fast.
Well, I guess Ash is going to just sit out on this one. Can't get him back. Oh, well.
Let's go. So do we want to talk more about the Pilgrim's Bounty?
Sure, let's move right into it.
Sure.
Like you were talking about, the Turkinator is one of the probably the hardest achievements to get, because you've got to kill 40 turkeys, and every time you kill a turkey, you get a timer that's a 30-second timer that resets every time you kill another turkey. So you kill a turkey, you have 30 seconds to kill another one, and then you have 30 more seconds. And so you got to do that over and over again until you get 40 of these things.
And everyone's just fighting for them?
It is, but it's a whole zone, right? So, like, Horde has it in Terrace Fall Glade, and I found that I went ahead and did it this morning, and I went out to kind of the furthest edge of Terrace Fall and then worked my way in towards the city.
Right.
And they're pretty spaced out. You know, you can usually see another turkey within eye distance. And what I found is, just if you see someone else, like in your periphery, go the other way. Kind of start working the other way around them.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you'll start fighting for turkeys, and neither one of you will get it. But it's really not that bad if you go out of the way. Now, if you start at like the main city in that area, like if you start in Brill and you'll never get it.
So was it frustrating? Like, were you stealing other people's kills and stuff?
There was. I remember one guy that I think I nabbed a turkey from, and I kind of felt bad. But hey, I was at like
That
30.
happened to me too.
You know, when
Somebody just started swearing, and I
and you just want to say, dude, I was at 30, right? You know, what was I gonna do? You know, you were probably only at like 10. Really? Come on. So yeah, that's how the Horde plays, I guess. And the Alliance. But so then there's that, and then there's, of course, all the cooking. I wondered if anybody was upset at the fact that you can work your cooking up from 1 to 300 off these new recipes. You get 5 new recipes, I believe, 5 or 6. I think it's 5, and they range all the way up to 300.
And you can just buy all the ingredients for the most part, right?
All the ingredients but the turkeys. And once you start hunting turkeys, you'll have plenty of turkeys.
Wow.
So I guess it's cooking. It's a secondary thing, you know, so it's not really that big of a deal. But I'm sure some people that like spent their time cooking and fishing in you know, together to get both those up there might be a little upset. But I don't know. What do you think?
I'm 50-50 on it. I agree with you on one thing. I mean, like, a lot of these ingredients to get your cooking up were kind of rare, and you know, you ended up having to go and spend money on it, buying it at the auction house or going and hunting down the individual ingredients or the recipes yourself. And for it to be that easy, that does seem a little weird. But then again, I mean, they're trying to get everybody up to the same baseline for the next release.
Yeah, and it is 300, so it's not like it maxes your cooking out either. So it's not that huge of a deal, I guess. Right. One thing I did notice was all the items you make from it are 7-day items. Duration. So you actually, the end goal is to make a big feast, kind of like the fish feast, and it's got some pretty good stats. I think it's like 80 attack and then maybe stamina, I think, but it only lasts for 7 days, so I was like, oh, wah wah. But it'll save my fish feast for the week, I guess.
So there's an excellent guide on wowhead.com for the bounty. Wait, what is it called again?
Pilgrim's Bounty.
Pilgrim's Bounty. And every season I always go and check out their little guides, and it's really complete, you know, and it tells you all the quests that are available and all the possible achievements and stuff like that. Are you looking at that, Brent, when you're doing all this stuff?
Well, for the most part, it seems self-explanatory for most of the stuff, but I've been looking at I think the one on MMO-champion.com.
Oh, okay. I mean, I like
it's probably about the same. I mean, there's not much to it.
Yeah, I mean, the guide is really simple. I mean, a lot of these seasons are really, I mean, there's only a few things you could do the Day of the Dead type, you know, season, but or holiday. But I like the guides because, you know, there might be a weird, awkward thing that you might miss, you know. That, you know, like an achievement. Well, actually, I guess achievements, you're going down a big list and you're trying to hit them all. But, you know, it might just have something silly in there, you know, like /kiss someone, /kiss a turkey, and then it poops on you. I don't know.
I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to try that. There is one thing like that. I think I don't know if it's. I didn't see it mentioned in the guide, but if you finish all the daily quests and there's like a chain one, you get a basically like a turkey call that'll summon a lonely turkey.
Nice.
And the turkey like runs up and then it like has a heart over its head and then it turns around and walks away and the heart breaks. I don't know what that's about. But then you can kill it and get a turkey from it. So it can help you like, not having to run around grabbing turkeys if you need to
What's
make
the
a
cooldown on it?
It's pretty short. It's pretty short. I think it's like a minute. 30 seconds
Oh, that's
to a
not
minute
good
or
enough for
something
your
like.
30-second Turkinator thing. You could just keep calling heartbroken turkeys and kill them.
But I don't even think that they count for the Turkinator too, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah, because they're lonely turkeys instead of wild turkeys.
Oh.
So, the another one you have to do is through the daily quest you can get garb to wear, a hat, shoes, and a chest piece. If you wear the hat and the chest piece and then go to Sethic Halls, is that the one where King Ixis is, and kill him, you get an achievement.
Because he's a bird?
I guess so. He's the king bird, right? So
Why did they call it Pilgrim's Bounty? Why did they just say kill all birds?
So I did that this morning, and if you're a sneak class, it's relatively easy just to sneak in there, because it doesn't have to be heroic or anything. Just set it on the regular one and go in and kill them. And I tried to get the guildmates to do it, because I was like, look, y'all just log in and zone in. I'll go kill them for you. There's no reason for you to actually have to run the dungeon. So
that's something else we've been doing lately. We've been going and trying to get some of the old dungeons. We went and ran Wailing Caverns. So I'll make sure and see if I've gotten Sethic Halls yet.
Oh, yeah.
And you can just run through there and bump them together. The other ones you got to do is basically what we were talking about, eating at all the tables. You got to do it all of your major cities. And then there's a reverse one to basically eat at all the other opponent cities. So if you're Horde, go eat at the Alliance tables at the main cities. But I'm waiting on that one, because in conjunction with it, there's one where you buy this shooter that you can shoot rogues with and turn them into turkeys. Or you can do it to anyone, I guess, but it's a one-time use is the issue.
Yeah. So
you can only get, I guess, 4 a day, and you need like 8, I guess, because you got to shoot a rogue from all the different races. Yeah. Something like that. So I'm waiting to go to the opposite table, because I figure there'll be tons of rogues.
Can you imagine being a rogue walking through a major city and it's like, pew, 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 pew?
Shooting with turkeys. It's like, why do you think they chose rogues on that?
Because rogues are turkeys.
You don't like rogues?
I never liked rogues. Who likes rogues?
I love rogues.
Certainly not the developers.
I know.
Yeah, you notice they didn't do warlocks, because they love warlocks.
Yeah.
We know that.
Well, they loved rogues at the beginning, too. They were totally imba.
Yeah.
But I guess, besides a few other things, go read the guides. That's pretty much Pilgrim's Bounty. Anybody have anything else to say about it?
Gobble, gobble.
I sat down at one of the tables today and was trying to get, and like I said, I couldn't figure out anything. We're just sitting there going, what do we do here? What do we do? And the guy across from me was going, pie, please. Pie, please. Pie, please. And I'm like,
oh, because you weren't sharing?
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help you, man.
And then he's like, well, can you please just get up? But at least there's more tables out there.
Yeah.
Right, so no big deal. You weren't sure. Now, you also have to bounce food off someone's head. No, I think that's just random. Like when you pass it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but I thought that was a funny one.
I got that achievement.
Well, good. So you started sharing.
Yeah.
I'm glad you stared sharing on a sharing holiday.
Once I got in the cranberry chair.
Now, and to, I guess, lead in, for finishing all the achievements, you get a turkey pet, which looks cool. Looks like a turkey.
And turkeys are cool.
I think turkeys are awesome. Benjamin Franklin wanted it to be the U.S.'s national bird.
Yes, I know.
Thank God he didn't win that argument. Yeah. But still, they're cool.
It does have a special animation. It actually, if it's near a cooking fire, it will wind up actually hopping into the fire and cooking itself.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Wow.
Kill all turkeys. Kill all birds. That's what this little event is.
Well, speaking of things like that, with the pets coming out, as the, I guess, founder, or owner, or runner of WarcraftPets.com, how much do you get in information in that way? Do they ever just feed you any kind of items like that, or how do you get information on pets?
It would be wonderful if they did actually feed me that information, but more often than not, we just basically acquire it as it comes down the pike. As people are testing stuff on the PTR, we always get news from visitors and stuff, and they let us know what's coming. So usually we're very quick with getting the news out. We find out about it, within a few hours of something going live on either the PTR or just on the actual game.
So there are people who are like freelance reporters on the PTR. I mean, do they like run around and they have like, oh, a new pet, I gotta contact Warcraft Pets. Oh, a new piece of armor, I gotta send this to this website. I mean, or do you tend to have individuals who are addicted to your particular brand of website?
It's a good question. Honestly, there's a lot of people that I think really enjoy pets, and so we get a lot of news from some of the same people over and over again. And they're the kind of people that are always out there on the PTR. They always want to see what's new and what's fresh. And quite a few of them in particular, I think, are getting on there looking for the new pets and what new pets, new mounts, and more of the fun flavor of WoW.
Right. Well, my friend Sarah said when I made the post that you were going to be on the show today, she said, "Oh my God, he's so great! Me and my 9 pages of pets thank him."
And so, if people don't know, you are your in-game character is Breanni, correct?
That's right.
Real name is Brian. You run the site WarcraftPets.com, and you were honored with when Dalaran came out, or when Wrath of the Lich King came out. They actually put your character in game for a pet store in there. Did you know that was going to happen before it came out?
No, not at all. It was a complete surprise to me, and it was fantastic. I remember the weekend that it happened. And it was late on a Friday night, and just opened up my email and just got flooded with people that were letting me know that they had seen pictures of Breanni and as the new pet supplies vendor. So throughout the weekend after that, I just got a lot of congratulatory email, and it was really exciting.
Does the character in game look like your character?
Exactly like my character. They basically mined the armory or the game files, and they just completely duplicated her.
That is so.
Now is she? If you change armor, will she change armor?
No.
Is it that cool? That you have to admit that would be freaking cool.
Yeah.
That would be pretty amazing. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but then it would just take one night of Brian getting drunk and taking off all his clothes on Breanni and doing dancing in there. Be a new store altogether.
Yeah. Nice.
When did you first start the site? I mean, WoW's been out now for 5 years. Did you do it just immediately when WoW started and you saw there were pets in it?
No, actually, I did it. It was April 2007, so WoW had already been out for a couple of years. The first thing that I had actually done is I went onto the WoW official WoW forums, the general forum, and I put up a guide to vanity pets. And I was maintaining that guide just because I didn't really find any resource out there that had all of that information at the time. So people would add to that guide, in the form of posts, and I would update the main portion of the guide. And eventually it got to the point where I was just like, you know what, I have a background in web development. Why not just turn this into a website and let people enjoy it in that respect?
Well, that's really cool because I know there's like 3 sites that I check almost daily, and that's one of them because I love pets and I love seeing the new ones. So I know I thank you as a pet lover. And speaking of pets, what is your favorite pet? Do you have one?
Probably it would have to be Murky. And I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely the most rare pet that I have. So almost by virtue of that, it becomes my favorite.
Now, which one is Murky?
It's one of the baby Murlocs. It's the blue one. And it was the first BlizzCon pet that you got for attending the show.
Right.
Just one I'm missing.
If you can pony up $1,000, you might be able to get one from eBay.
Whoa.
Ouch. I think I'm going to have to pass on that for now. It'd be a tough call between that and I think the Tiger's running about that now too, right?
Oh, the spectral tiger. Yeah, it's. I think it's even more than that.
Wow.
So this is crazy. This is crazy. And lately they've started selling the pets on their store. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think it's tainting the pool of pets in the game or anything like that?
No, I think on the whole it's a good thing. One of the best things about it is the fact that before that, people would try and spend a lot of their own real-world cash to get the TCG pets. And, to get those off of eBay and the secondary market, you're usually spending at least $50 to $100 on each one of those. So, the fact that they now have the Blizzard store and you can get them for $10 a pop, and they're, very well-done pets. I mean, the animations are fantastic. They're really adorable pets. Who wouldn't want them? So most people, I think, enjoy that.
Yeah, and I heard there was a rumor that they're going to start, because they also sell plush pets. We have one here. I think it's Lurky or Murky. It's one of them. But I also heard a rumor that they're going to kind of do like the Webkins thing, where they sell a plushie with like an in-game code to get the pet in-game. Have you heard anything else about that, or do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I've pretty much heard the same exact thing. I mean, as soon as we hear more, we'll certainly post something on the site about it. But right now, it's pretty much just a rumor.
And that's, I got to say, personally, I would love that, because it's, hey, it's I buy the pet, give it to my son or my daughter, and then I get the in-game version. Is that wrong?
No, I think that's pretty much legit.
Until he starts playing himself, because he loves Webkins. I mean, I'm already getting him set up for your site as soon as he starts playing WoW all the time. And have you noticed any fans upset because of them selling pets or anything? Or
yeah, there was a little bit of a backlash, and I think that even Blizzard expected that there would be a slight backlash about selling something like these, in-game material actually being sold now. So it's kind of a big thing that I think a lot of people thought that they would never do. But on the whole, I think most people really do appreciate this. Because it's a lot cheaper than having to shell out money for the TCG pets.
Yeah, and I think they've kind of been inching towards this with the TCG pets and giving me out at BlizzCons and other events. It's kind of like just kind of inching towards that. It's like, well, instead of making it where people either have to come here or pay, extraordinary amounts of money for one, let's put them up at a reasonable price. So I kind of agree with that too.
What?
In a sense, they did that with BlizzCon this year too, with having the cast for it. You can go ahead and pay for that cast. That way you don't have to go out to the show, and you get the pet that way.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that I am wondering is, there's this whole untapped market of the micropayment stuff that WoW really hasn't dug into, and it does seem like a market that is incredibly lucrative, and I can't see them just ignoring it. And it's not as if there aren't 8 zillion pets in game that you can go for. Is it mostly just the completionists who are upset by this?
No, the completionists are the people that I think are enjoying it, because they want to get as many pets as they can, and the fact that they can get them for $20, shelling out $20, they can get 2 more pets. I think that most of them, provided they've got that kind of income to spare, they're very happy about this. I think it's more the other people, the people that were never happy about the TCG pets to begin with. Now this is just one more, as they see it, it's kind of like a slap in the face. These awesome new pets are out, and I don't think I'll ever be able to get them because I refuse to put down any real-world cash. And it's that kind of mentality.
Yeah, I can sort of see that. Yeah,
and they're probably the ones that are unhappy about them having a magazine and mugs and swords and anything else that they can't get, So I don't think I hope they don't stop doing it because of a small group, because I assume they'll start doing this quarterly or something, putting out new pets and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's going to be based on how much money they're making. And the fact is, I think it's been very successful so far from what I've seen and heard from our own community. So I don't expect this to be stopping anytime soon.
Now, and if you could have one single pet added to the game of any kind of pet, what would it be?
Oh, you're stumping me. I'm not really sure.
Just don't say Pikachu.
You know what? If you, I use the WoW model viewer a lot, and I can get a lot of artwork for the site and stuff that way. And there is, I don't remember what the file is, but there is actually an adorable raccoon that's in there. And it doesn't have any animation, but it's just this frozen raccoon, and it's the cutest little thing. And I'd love to see that somehow make it into the game.
Nice.
That'd be cool. I think the thing I love about the pets most is when they interact with other pets.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is some of the coolest things.
I'd like to see some more humorous pets. Like I'd like a fish that just flops around in the ground like it's out of the water, and then all it does is just lay there and flop around.
Cool.
You got any, Eric?
I'm looking at the chat room. Ustreamer says a mini dragon on a flying carpet. That's pretty cool. Huh.
Would be
Very
kind of
nice.
Maybe something like a little dragonfly that kind of flies around you or something like that. Something that actually goes around your body as opposed to just kind of being positioned on one side,
Like a little fairy or something, like Tinkerbell coming out and sprinkling you with dust or something.
Well, I've got one. How about a cardboard box with 2 little eyes cut out and little feet? And it kind of walks around, and when you stop, it just kind of like parks itself on the floor. That'd be cool.
And then everyone around it gets little exclamation points over their head.
Star Wars.
Well, speaking about boxes and pets, there's actually... Do you know anything about the Landros pet box coming in 3.3?
No, all we know is what we posted on the site already. I mean, basically, it's just we know that the item is there, and we assume it's going to be something related to pets. We don't know if it's going to be a pet itself or if it's going to be something that you can use with your vanity pets. We're really not sure.
And if you want to read more about that, of course, go to warcraftpets.com/news, and they have a story just down the page on it.
Okay, I have a weird question. I am always paranoid of throwing away the pet containers that I get that don't go away when you summon the pet for the first time.
Oh God, I hate those.
Like the baby blizzard bear and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, the account bound one.
Has there ever been anything that's gone wrong from throwing those away?
Not that I have heard. I mean, if you
Okay.
throw them away, as long as you've got another character on that account that has it, you should be okay.
Well, and conceivably, you could just create a character and get the new baby blizzard bear and all that kind of stuff. But still, I always just am looking at it. I'm like, okay, I've got my Diablo stone here. What am I gonna do with it? I should put it in the bank. I can't just throw it away.
Well, that's a good tip. I guess you could just give it to your mule or whatever.
Yeah, I mail all mine back there, or at least make sure my mule has one is logged in with it. But also, like what you're talking about is like the original collector's edition came with 3 pets, but originally you could only get 1 per account. But now, since they're account bound, you can mail them around to each other. So start a new character and mail them around, and you can actually get all 3 characters or all 3 pets on one character.
There's 2 more pets I can get from my characters.
No. There was something else I wanted to ask that we just brushed over. But we were speaking of your in-game character in front of the shop. Do you ever go there and just mess with people? Or does everybody on your server already know who you are? And
That's pretty funny. Actually, I did do that once. When I hit level 75 with Breanni, I just couldn't pass up the opportunity because the NPC is also level 75. So I got all of the gear that matched the festive dress that they put her in, some shoes that would match, and the right belt. So I went there. I took a bunch of screenshots, and I did have a lot of people that were kind of waving and saying hello. People were messaging me, "Oh my God, it's you," and that sort of thing. And it did wind up confusing a lot of people. But an even more interesting story, after Mr. Chili came out, after everybody had to get their WoW account tied to their Blizzard account, or their, Battle.net account. I had a lot of people on my server because Breanni is the character that actually sends them the Mr. Chili. I had a lot of people message me back. I mean, clearly they were newer players. They didn't really know, so I got a lot of thank yous in the mail. I even had some people... This honest God truth, I even had some people, and you could tell that they're new players, and it's the sweetest thing in the world. They would send me their level, 1 through 10 gray stuff and silly gear that they made. as a thank you, and it was like the nicest thing. And I would send it back, and I would say thank you. It's not for me.
That's awesome that you send it back, because I could see someone going, "Hey, you need to give me $50 or 50 gold, or you're losing your pet. I'm taking it back."
I would use it as an opportunity to plug the website, but aside from that.
So if you were standing next to Breanni and someone typed /target Breanni, who would they get, you or the NPC?
Oh my God!
I guess whoever they're closest to, right?
That's a good question.
We'd have to try. Maybe the server would blow up or something.
I know.
'Cause I thought that'd be a great, you've got a character in the game now. It's like a great role play aspect, and send people on quests and stuff.
I'm pretty sure that creates a black hole.
If you want a free pet, follow me, and then just take off and just run the sewers and see how many people run after you. I want a free pet.
That's funny.
I've thought about doing stuff like that, but I want to be fair to all of the people out there. It's only one server that I'm on, so
yeah. It would be kind of cool if you had some of the cards from the TCG, and you were like, "Oh, let's do a quest," and you could do some live, stuff. Nudge, nudge.
And do you publish what server you actually play on? Do people know that?
Yeah, actually, I think it's on the site.
And so, do you get a lot of people who just come and say hi and want to join your guild and things like that?
Not a whole lot. I get a couple of people every now and again that just either log on and create a character to say hello, or just message me because they happen to be playing on the server. They see that I get on, say a thank you. But
gotcha.
That's pretty much it.
And are you in a guild right now?
Mm-hmm.
Is your guild full of pet people, or is it
No, it's pretty much a good mix of people. I mean, it's more of an adult-oriented guild, so we don't have a lot of younger kids in it, and it's just a good group of people, good friends, and we do a little bit of raiding, do a little bit of PvP. It's pretty much whatever people want to do. So
gotcha.
So are you into raiding too? I mean, do you like that aspect of the game?
I don't do it a whole lot because I'm more interested in just trying to level as many characters as I can and being able to play all the different classes. But I have joined a couple of raids before, and I'm honestly not very good. But yeah, I'll do it every once in a while if my guild absolutely needs somebody, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll join you.
That's cool. And I just noticed someone in the chat suggested a companion cube. How awesome would that be?
Oh yes, we did that for the April Fool's joke. It's on the website. We
nice.
actually posted that on the site as a new WoW companion, the companion cube from Portal.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. And speaking of the website, is there anything you're working on the website you want to tell people about, or anything exciting about the site that you want to promote?
Well, you know what? We are going to be announcing a new contest, and that'll be coming up sometime in December. And I won't really get into the details of what the contest is going to entail, but the grand prize for it is going to be the new Spectral Tiger Kitten. I think it's the Spectral Cub, or something like that. So that'll be released later this week when the TCG, the new set, comes out. So that's going to be like a good $200-300 secondary market pet.
Wow. So do you farm for these things? Do you have you contacted the TCG people and said, hey, look, if you'll give me a couple of free pets, I'll promote other people buying your cards?
Not exactly. I mean, again, that they have their relationship with Blizzard, and I don't really have any official ties to Blizzard.
Right.
But what I have done is there are some other sites out there, like there's WoW TCG Loot and a couple other ones that that I act as an affiliate for, and when I do run these kinds of contests, they'll occasionally help me out with providing some of the prizes and things like that.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was looking at on your site that I thought was really cool is you have a link like to the WoW TCG loot, and I was actually surprised to see how cheap some of the stuff you can get from the TCG loot. So if you're interested in getting some of the things like the biscuits that can grow your pet, things like that, you can actually find it really cheap if you go to warcraftpets.com and click on that link.
This is cool. I'm looking at the top 10 pets, and the number 1 pet is the Phoenix Hatchling.
Yes, it's one that I still don't have.
Which one is that? Is that an Oracle one?
No, that one I believe comes from killing
Magister's Terrace. This one here?
Kaltheos, right?
Yeah, Sunstrider. Yeah.
Comes from
Kaltheos.
So, like, how active are you in getting those rare pets? Like, is that one of the things you enjoy doing? Is going out and farming? Killing dream dragons over and over again to try to get the little one, or
enjoy is probably not the right word. Feel compelled to do so. Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I do have a good time doing some of that stuff. I mean, right now I'm farming the rep for Skyguard in order to get that Nether Ray, so that's one more. And again, I have that on my, I've got it on other characters, but I'm actually trying to get a lot of them on Breanni, so I'm even getting some of them twice. And
do you have the Firefly yet?
I have the Firefly on another character. I don't have it on
ouch.
Breanni.
I'll tell you, that's one of the ones I really want, and I go by there every time I hit Burning Crusade. I'll fly by and kill them all, just hoping.
Where do you get
it's
that one?
funny you should mention that. I do that too. Whenever I'm in an area where I know that pets drop, I'll just find myself stopping whatever I'm doing, and I'll just go kill all the mobs, and I'm like, yeah, you never know.
Yeah, there's a Firefly. It's like the Firefly guys in Zangarmarsh they're over on the coast, though. Well, not coast.
They're on the edge.
Yeah, the edge between Blade's Edge and Zangarmarsh. It's just those, but it's real quick. It takes 5 minutes to run kill them. And the other thing is they respawn about the same time as you finish killing them. So if you just keep looping, you can actually pretty much do it non-stop. But after you find yourself 3 nights in a row doing that and nothing dropping, you stop doing that and you just hit it every once in a while.
I'm surprised Sleepy Willy is not in the top 10. Sleepy Willy is my favorite.
He might be in the top 20. I think there's a link on there that you can click to see what's in the top 20.
Okay.
Now, another thing everybody might not know about your site is you actually have some really good pet guides on here on how to get things. I know I used yours for the Karen Tor Familiar Guide. It was I just couldn't have done it without it. So it's definitely a great place to go for that. I'm going to try the Solo Farming Mojo one. There's a guide on that in there. I will never touch the Blood Cell Faction guide, though. Have you done that one?
Yeah, I definitely went through the task of doing that one. Boy, that was an interesting go. But since I dual box, I had a heal bot with me, so that made it so much easier. I can't even tell you. So it was pretty bearable. And the fun thing about that is, because you always draw a crowd when you're out there killing goblins in Booty Bay, and you wind up getting other people that want to start helping you and killing them too. And sometimes you could just have a lot of fun. I remember one night we got like a big group. There was close to 10 of us that all joined up and were killing these things. So
wow,
that'd be fun.
And you pretty much share the faction, so it doesn't matter how many people join in, right?
Exactly. I mean, they could be dead, and I think they're still getting faction. So
you can actually be the faction destroyer for that one guy who's like, oh, why are the goblins now attacking me?
So you could do like a raid then?
Yeah,
course,
that happened, unfortunately, to one of the people that decided to join in the group. They're like, what's going on? They don't like me anymore. And I'm like, yeah.
Go read my guide on my site. It'll tell you how to fix that.
And then you start getting AFKers like in your raid group. And they're just dead all the time and getting faction. See, it could get messy. So you say you dual box. How many instances of WoW do you have up at once?
Just 2.
Oh, okay. So you have like fancy macros and stuff?
Yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. I mean, a lot of people use key binding software and broadcasting software, and I don't really do any of that stuff. I'm very simple in what I do. I just have 2 instances of WoW running and some fancy macros to kind of be able to coordinate the 2 characters. And and I design their specs to complement each other. So sometimes I'll choose some talents that people normally wouldn't touch, but they happen to work really well with the other class that I'm paired up with. So
Okay. Sounds fun.
yeah, it is actually it's a lot of fun.
Well, that's most of the questions I think we had. Unless anybody else has something last minute.
I interrupted, so I got all my questions in.
Well, that's awesome. I tried to filter them throughout. What kind of notable add-ons and other sites? What's your favorite add-on to use, or do you use a pet add-on at all?
I do. I use one called Nug Mini Pet, and it's a small, lightweight add-on, and it pretty much is just there to help you always have a pet out by your side. And I do urge anybody that really is into pet collecting and really likes pets, but there are some people out there that just don't like add-ons and they refuse to touch them. This is one that I've been using for a long time now. It's trustworthy, and I highly recommend it, or even one of the other ones that we have listed on our site, just because, to be able to always have a pet at your side and always, it's hooked to your forward movement. So as soon as you step forward, it checks to see if you have a pet or not, and it'll summon one randomly, or you can choose your favorites. So it's great for always making sure you've got your guy out with you.
Now, let me ask you this: is there an easy way to turn it off, like in game?
Yeah, there is. There's a little checkbox right when you go into your pet pane, where you see all of your companions. There's a little checkbox in there. You could just uncheck it, and that'll disable it.
Okay, great. And the reason I ask is I had one like that. I think I don't remember the name, and I don't want to get the wrong name and make you mad. But basically, I couldn't figure out a way to turn it off without actually just turning off the add-on itself. And so in PvP, I'm a druid, and in stealth mode, having a pet out doesn't help. So it was horrible. I'd be in Warsong Gulch and just I couldn't sneak because everybody saw where I was going when the Pandaren was running around just by himself. So that'll be good if you can turn it off.
Yeah,
and that's Nug Mini Pet.
Mm-hmm. Nug Mini Pet, and you can find even more of them on the site if you go in the left-hand column. There's a link there for add-ons, macros, and more, and you just click that, and there's a whole bunch of them listed on our site.
Well, very cool. And of course, the side of the day is warcraftpets.com. And we very much appreciate you coming and talking with us today. I was very excited when you said yes.
Oh, well, no, thanks a lot for having me. I really appreciated getting the opportunity to come on here and talk to you guys. It's been a lot of fun.
And of course, you have a Twitter account. I think everybody needs on that. And that's just Warcraft Pets.
That's right.
At Warcraft Pets. Mm-hmm. We didn't really have anything in the mailbox this week or that we noticed, and I guess that's about it for today.
Yeah.
So be sure to support warcraftpets.com. Head over there, give us iTunes reviews, and if you have something you want to say audibly, you can either send us an MP3 to wow@deadworkers.com or call us at 256-513-4772. And as always, you can Twitter us at Nailhead, at Brent Copeland, at Wes Wilson. I shouldn't even say it, but at Mr. Ash Williams, at Control Point, or at Deadworkers.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
We out.
We are indeed.